OBJ has officially signed with the Ravens. Now, if you're not aware, what happened back in where are we at here? When was this? This was in, I believe, November. March 9th, whole
Well,
pre-workout, Rams
this is his
uniforms. Where is
workout.
it?
Yeah.
There it is. So back in November, OBJ started a lawsuit with Nike. And basically what it said was that they were withholding pay because he was changing how the logos looked and their colors. And basically he was taking his like fashion style of what he was doing with Nike in high fashion. And then he was taking it too far and too far away from Nike. And they basically weren't happy with him because of it, because it felt like he wasn't even a Nike athlete anymore. And so they were withholding, it looks like, up to $20 million. His rationale was they did not provide him new PEs of proper team issued colorways when he went to the Rams, which is why he had to basically bring his own stuff. And they've also never had a problem with it in the past. And that's also why they re-signed him when Adidas tried to snag him back in, I think, 2019, whenever it was. They said, 2017, Adidas tried to sign him, and in his clause with Nike, they could match it, which whatever, if this number is correct. And now Nike is withholding part of that. So he basically said, you didn't have a problem with it then. Why do you have a problem with it now if you're trying to save a couple bucks? What we're talking about today is now that he is on a team and he will be playing and wearing gear next year, what brand will he be wearing?
So honestly, there's a workout video I'm sure you guys have seen on social media, and it looks like it's kind of poor quality, but I'm pretty sure he's still in his OBJ Nike Vapor PE football cleats, which makes sense because if you had a football cleat, built specifically for you in your game, you'd probably want to wear it because it's going to perform better for you than any other cleat on the market. So I'm pretty sure that's what he was wearing. It's like I said, it's poor quality. But you guys might be able to kind of tell if you guys take a look at the traction plate. You can see that new Vapor plate on there. It's very difficult to see, but I'm pretty sure those are those PEs. So if I were to guess what he'd be wearing next year with the Ravens, I say it would be those OBJ PE football cleats, but totally color blocked, so you don't see any logos, and so Nike's not getting any press off of it. That's my guess.
Color blocked, black or white.
Black,
Same
white,
thing, gloves.
purple, gold. I wouldn't, honestly, if he pulls out some all gold cleats with the Ravens, I would not be surprised, and it would look pretty good.
So I guess part of it that we don't know is, even though a lawsuit is underway, does he just actually wear Nike stuff though, because he's still technically a Nike athlete? Regardless of the lawsuit, he's still under contract, where he might have to actually wear Nike stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's not like when the lawsuit is done, say if they drop him, he leaves, whatever, then maybe he stays in his PEs and they're blacked out.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it hurts the lawsuit. I don't really know.
Yeah,
Or,
I don't know how that would work.
but if he goes back to just wearing, if he tries to go in and wear more Nike stuff and the lawsuit's still underway, does it actually show that he's making a change as if he was wrong in the first place? Whereas if he changed from what he was previously doing, it makes it look like he's been doing this all along, like he believes that this is the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
It could
guess
go a lot of different ways.
there's a couple different routes, he can kind of go with this, which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. The safest would be to, I guess, do what you said, which would accomplish both and say, still wear Nike.
Mm-hmm.
And again, a lot of the Nike guys, their stuff is still like color blocked and all crazy stuff anyway. So it's not like he'd be breaking his contract by wearing all black, but he'd also not be showing off the Nike logo. So maybe that's where he kind of gets both ways for now. In my post on Instagram, on @footballers.official, I asked and I said, what will he be wearing next year? Most of the comments when I posted a poll on my story said Jordan, which I think if he's with Nike, he's with Nike. They wouldn't like elevate him to Jordan. He also does a lot of this stuff that isn't the Jordan guys like wear Jordan
for the most
where
part,
his Nike stuff is more different. So his like Chrome Hearts collection and stuff.
If he's having issues with Nike, guys, I don't think he's going to switch to Jordan because, of course, Jordan is part of Nike. So I don't think that relationship is there right now.
Yeah.
But now, I can't see him going to Adidas, and he certainly wouldn't go to Under Armour. So that's kind of how I came to my conclusion that I think he's going to still wear his Nike stuff, but he's going to wear it so there's no logos.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people said, oh, well, if he's leaving Nike, he'd go to Adidas. Like no one thinks he's going to go to Under Armour because they've been shrinking, and
Yeah,
as far as at least their players. So but who knows? Maybe they want to make a splash. Maybe they see the success they're having with Justin Jefferson, and maybe they try and do something. I don't
that'd be
know.
fun.
However, people were talking about Adidas, and I don't think it'd be Adidas because their mindset, him and OBJ and Adidas mindset on football equipment are opposite ends of the spectrum. So if you look at Nike and their Nike guys, they say, okay, you're allowed to customize your stuff and make it cool Nike, right? OBJ goes even farther away and says, it's not even just going to be Nike now. It's going to be other branded. Like there's going to be other collaborations and brands on this stuff. So then if Nike sits here, OBJ sits here, and then Adidas actually says, we're not doing any customization because that would show that it's not as cool to the public. So Adidas is over here. So if he can't agree with Nike, who's here, he's not going to agree with Adidas, who's over here. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen some guys in the past when they're not like with a brand per se. Like the first guy that comes to mind for me is DeAndre Hopkins. He wears Nike football cleats, but you wouldn't even know because they are all black or all white. And then he wears Cutter's football gloves. So you can't even really tell, what he has on because it's color blocked. So he's not giving anybody any free press.
Yeah, and I know with D-Hop, I know when he had that catch, the Hail Mary, he was wearing a Jordan glove. Let's see.
Yep, the Jordan, I think they were VaporJet 6s. And everyone kind of thought, oh, he's going to join Jordan brand. And he never actually did, not that I know of, at least. No, he didn't. He just kind of wears what he wants. D-Hop he's a different kind of guy.
Yeah, so those were a Jordan Jet of some kind. You can see because the logo is so big.
Yeah.
I didn't even share my screen.
Yeah, they're the Jordan Jet 6.0s. I confirmed with our guy who supplied him with them.
Yeah. So
that's what those photo. Are. So iconic.
Yeah. Especially with the Adidas right there, and then
the Adidas and the Nike jumping higher than everybody else.
But
the fact that Jordan did not throw him a huge bag after that is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. See, I kind of just assumed that I kind of assumed that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I assumed that he was with Jordan based on that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that when he went on Pat McAfee, he talked about that Cutters sent him a 5XL.
Yeah.
And that's why he wears Cutters, because they actually provided him something.
Yeah.
So maybe Jordan was struggling.
Maybe.
Sorry, I'm getting.
Yeah, no, I wonder how that works.
Assumed, but yeah.
I wonder, but yeah, Cutters sends him the 5XLs that he loves, and then he rips them because that's just the way he likes it. Like I said, he when it comes to equipment, DeAndre Hopkins is one of the stranger individuals out there for sure. He just kind of wears, what he wants to wear and doesn't really think much about it. But if it works for him, who are we to judge? But the 5XLs are pretty crazy. I remember I posted that on Instagram, his 5XL gloves a couple of years back, and it went crazy.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks after that Jordan, Hail Mary catch, he fumbled the ball wearing the Jordan gloves, ripped him off on the sideline, put back on Cutters. So maybe it comes down to performance as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's, like I said, when it comes to gear, D-Hop is very particular with this stuff. Doesn't change it up too much either.
So we'll see. And we still don't really know what's happening with OBJ. My guess is still going to be Nike because I don't think this is going to be settled, and it just seems like the safe bet, especially with the other options out there. I think they'll figure this out and they'll just move on.
Nike and OBJ is one of the most iconic pairings in football equipment history. They've done so much cool stuff together, and OBJ is still OBJ, so I think he's going to take this Nike stuff that he has already, and he's going to meet up with all these designers and bring all these crazy designs to life, like he did during that Rams Super Bowl run. He's going to bring some really cool stuff. It's OBJ. He has to. He set his own standard so high. He has to come with some crazy stuff.